Thank you. Please be seated. And if I could ask you to hold your conversation off for another 5 or 6 minutes, we have a special presentation that we're going to share with you tonight. For that, I'd like to invite Dick Koenig, the Executive Director of CAN, to the stage. And he's got some very special people he's going to introduce and a short video to show you. You'll have all evening to talk, so please pay attention to the presentation for the next 5 or 6 minutes. Dick?
Good evening, and welcome to you all. My name is Dick Koenig, as Ron mentioned, and I'm with Corporate Angel Network, and I would like to simply welcome all of you to the 2014 NBAA CAN Soiree. I would also like to sincerely thank everyone, NBAA, all of you individually, sponsors, individuals, donors, flight departments, and friends of CAN, for all that you do to help CAN fulfill its daily mission. Thank you for all that support, and thank you for your presence this evening here at this wonderful opportunity to enjoy. With that said, I would simply like to share with you a few minutes at a peek at what CAN, with your support, tries to do every single day in helping to bring cancer patients closer to their cure. I would like to introduce you to the reason why I think we are all here tonight. Would you please just turn your attention to the 2 video screens? And I'd like to introduce you to the Thornock family. Thank you.
This is Malcolm. I guess he's the one to start with. He's Malcolm. He's 6 years old, and I'm Todd Thornock. This is my wife, Samara, and we live in Ames, Iowa.
We have 6 kids, ages 12 to 2.
About a year and a half ago, not quite a year and a half, in May of 2013, Malcolm got sick, and he was diagnosed with stage 4 neuroblastoma at the end of May in 2013, and has since been treated for that. He did 10 rounds of chemotherapy there at University of Iowa, but ultimately, they referred us to New York City to Memorial Sloan Kettering for treatments that they didn't offer at the University of Iowa, but were designed for his stubborn cancer that just won't go away.
So this trip is to go find out how well those treatments have been working. So when I called Corporate Angel Network and they asked what we needed, who we were seeing, between that call and when we heard from them, it was only a couple days.
And that first flight, all 3 of us went to New York because it was our first time going.
Yeah.
And the responsiveness of Corporate Angel Network was amazing.
People are have been across the board, very, very generous with helping, being aware of his condition.
Sometimes he's treated by the corporate executives and by the staff like the guest of honor, which has really been a humbling experience to see how well he has been treated.
This is so nice. It's a pleasure to be here.
So Pepsi's been involved with Corporate Angel Network as long as I've been here, which is 25 years. The scheduling personnel love doing this. The flight crews love doing this. And it may sound odd to say this, but in a weird way, it almost feels like a privilege to be able to do this for a family that really, needs something like this at this point in their lives.
I'm actually always so pleased when I hear that there's a Corporate Angel patient joining me on a flight. And it feels great that a company like PepsiCo would make this available, and it's the right thing to do. It's a generous thing to do.
This was my first Corporate Angel Network flight, and I was a little nervous about it at first, but today happened to be Malcolm's birthday. So planned some cupcakes and a little birthday surprise, and he really enjoyed that, going through what he's going through.
Happy birthday to you. Straight
Hey, right there. Being able to have a resources like the Corporate Angel Network to alleviate that monetary strain on our family allows our resources to go farther when we're trying to do this treatment over potentially many years.
There's the whole economics of it. There's an empty seat, and if there's no cost, why not offer it as a donation? But on the other side, Malcolm's been able to share in his bright way. I know that's partly a Malcolm thing, but be able to share his world with them and really open their eyes to what kids are going through and how they're still normal kids even though they're going through horrible trials like this.
The little boy Malcolm that we met was an amazing little boy, and I felt honored to be a part of such a wonderful program.
I think it's really important for corporate aviation departments to consider doing this. Based on my own experience and the PepsiCo experience, we're making an asset available to someone who truly needs it, who really has no other option.
My name is Wally, and I'm a retired oral surgeon. I've been volunteering here since 1989, and the fact is that the seat is on the plane, and if the seat is unoccupied, give us these empty seats if you have them, so we can put people in them who deserve them. This isn't to give somebody a holiday or something like that. It's to save and extend the life.
You know, my question is, why would you not fill the empty seat on the corporate jet?
When you do a corporate angel flight during the day and you go home at night, you go home with that feeling that you did something special that day. And it's for someone who hasn't done it, it's hard to describe, but it really is something special.
Well, you've just met the Thornock family and spent some time with them on their day coming back from Minneapolis to White Plains via thanks to our friends at Pepsi. I would like now to introduce you to some special people. You've just seen the Thornocks on the video, and I'd like now for you to meet them in person. All the way from Ames, Iowa, as our special guests because they wanted to come and be with you this evening to say thank you, is Samara Thornock and her 6-year-old son, Malcolm.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I cannot tell you what an amazing privilege it is to be in this room right now. Many of you have been such a blessing to our family. On behalf of other angel families, I can tell you thank you to those corporations and those entities that have already participated in the Corporate Angel Networks. We are on TV. Look at that. That is huge. Go ahead, say it. That is huge. We are on TV. We want to say thank you. Inevitably, we get asked when we meet somebody new who finds out about Malcolm's diagnosis, how are things going? And in May 2013, when he was first diagnosed, I can tell you things were not going well. He was diagnosed with stage 4 neuroblastoma with 100% infiltration in the bone marrow. So at the time of his diagnosis, Malcolm was not long for this world. Coming up on the following December, things were going in the right direction, but just not fast enough. And according to our local doctors at our local hospital with the cancer specialists there was no more help that they could offer us. And the next place that we were to go, the only place, you are big, aren't you? The next place that we were to go, which was the only place at the time that could offer the possible hope that Malcolm could have, was in New York City, which was a long, long way away. Through the efforts of the Corporate Angel Network, we have taken roughly a dozen flights back and forth. And as of 2 months ago, things were still not going well. But because of those treatments, because of that facility, Malcolm is now almost cancer-free. We are so grateful for, as I said, those who have participated, and I would encourage any of you who are considering participating in this program to please do so. Our family has been greatly enriched by these services. A load has been lightened from our shoulders to our other children who are at home when I am away or my husband is away, and I would encourage you to participate. Thank you for this opportunity. Can you tell them thank you?
Thank you.